it's Duan, and I'm gonna be doing a Q&A vlog. Oh, I just made the neighbor's dog start barking. No one even asked about like my weird things, but one of the weird things about me is I forget to breathe when I walk upstairs. Subway steps or anything like that. Just know that you'll find me at the top of the steps, just like taking a break. First question, numero uno. I'm not the best at keeping up with editing my videos, but still continue to capture videos for future videos / vlogs. How do you stay focused on the tasks that come with editing? Honestly, it's just giving yourself a deadline. That is truly what has helped me this whole entire time that I've been vlogging. I was like, okay, let me set a deadline, come up with an idea, shoot, and edit and have a video ready to be uploaded by Tuesday at 11 a.m. and I've stuck to it and it's absolutely crazy, and I really have to thank that on just making a deadline for myself. It's really as easy as that. Where is your favorite place to eat in New York City? Ooh, this is gonna sound so silly because it's in California too, but BCD Tofu House is this Korean restaurant and I'm so in love with it. And when I found out that they had a BCD in New York City, I freaked out and I always ask Craig to go with me all the time. So that's Manhattan. One of my favorite restaurants in Brooklyn, it's actually in Williamsburg, is Sweet Chick. It's so yummy. It's chicken and waffles. Since I'm pescatarian and I don't eat chicken, they have like the perfect, most delicious vegetarian chicken, and it's fried and everything and it tastes so good. And there's just like all these toppings, like spicy buffalo sauce on it with like blue cheese dressing on the side and just like all these different types of things, and it's so delicious and you need to go to it. How old were you when you first met Craig? 22 years old, and Craig was 20. I am 2 years older than Craig. What is the best thing about living in New York City and what's the worst thing? I'm obsessed with it because it was a complete environment change for me. I came from California, so this was the first time I was truly on my own. Not really on my own because I moved out of my parents' house when I graduated college. When I went to my university, I was actually commuting to save money and like not spend like $10,000 every single year on a dorm when I only lived 45 minutes away. But after my university, I moved to North Hollywood with a couple of my friends, and I was on my own there, but I was still 25 minutes away from home and I could always go see my mother. But this was like a huge move, picking up and moving myself across the country. And this has nothing to do with like the city specifically, but I think for myself, it made me learn a lot about myself and what I could do, and just being faced with new challenges and things that I've never dealt with before or had experienced before. It's just like also exciting to learn about myself and like that whole path, the bumpiness on those cracked sidewalks, like roots coming up because there's trees there and little snails. They have to stop and wait for them to cross, and then dog duty, all those little hiccups. I love that path, and I just love being here. In New York City in particular, which is probably your actual question, is walking down all these streets in Manhattan and just like knowing the history of some of the buildings. It's absolutely insane, and there's so many amazing, brilliant minds and kind and loving people that I have met here. Everything about the city is just a blessing and I love it. Oh, and the worst thing about New York City is how expensive it is. How often do you think about the future, and how much do you think that should influence your choices in life? Because I have such bad anxiety, I've been trying to focus more on staying present and taking each day at a time. Obviously, I still have future goals, like where I want to be in 5 years, where I want to be in 10 years. And I think that goals are so incredibly important because, I mean, obviously your goals are hopefully what you want to do in the future that would make you the happiest, and you just want to like keep working towards that, and the process of that would just be so exciting, and then getting to your high points and then setting more high points for yourself, and then just seeing the person you're becoming during that, and all that stuff. That's all incredibly important. But I don't know, for some weird reason, reading this question right now, maybe it's just because I've been like meditating so much lately, doing yoga and working on myself like right now in this moment in time. I want to answer that question from an anxiety standpoint, that I'm trying to stay present and be like right here, right now, and breathe because right now everything is okay. I'm doing what I love, like this in this exact moment. I am sitting here talking to you, and I'm making this and creating this video to put out into the world and just share myself in front of you, because maybe we can relate and just feel not so alone, and hopefully just make you happy for like 10 minutes of your day today. What is your advice for a long-lasting and true relationship? Be there for each other and encourage each other, and somebody who you can be yourself with, because that's the most important thing. You want somebody to love you for who you are and not who you think that you should be for this person to like you or whatever. Like Craig knows. I think Craig sometimes thinks I'm a little bit challenged.
Why did you put them on over your socks?
Oh, I didn't realize I had so many socks on. I have so many ditzy moments. Craig is the most loving person. He was there when my dad passed away. He was there for me emotionally. He was also there for me physically, like doing things. He will come with me to my dad's condo to help clean it out. And then within a year, my grandma had passed away, and there he was again, and helping clean out her apartment with me. Just be loving and just have fun, because it's life and you need to be happy. So be with somebody who makes you happy. I'd love to know why you moved to New York and how the overall process went. So I moved to New York City because I was going through quite a lot. It was just a lot of family stuff. Family stuff can be so incredibly heavy and hard, and especially when you feel very alone, because I'm an only child, and I was losing all these people who were like the most important people in my life, and I was like, I need fresh air, I need to be in a new environment, I just need to go somewhere. And it might have been slightly running away, but I don't know, at the same time I don't really think so, because I was like, I just need to go live my life now. So Craig and I picked up and moved to New York City together. We had planned on moving to New York City for like 8 months before we had moved here. So with that goal in mind, we had been saving up until us moving, because we knew that it'd be really expensive. Save your monies, and it's stressful, but it's been the best decision that I've ever made, and I'm in love with living here. What was your course in college? I studied business at California State University, Channel Islands. What would you say to your 19-year-old self? Oh, stop being so dumb. I just made so many mistakes, and I was just so dumb, like just so dumb. It's so funny because when I think about being 19, I think of all like the social things of being 19. School was just like the normal thing. I was just going to school and trying to graduate. That part was good, but like social wise and like the decisions that I made, I was just... Let me tell you this super cringy story. My girlfriend Aggie, we were in LA one night hanging out with these guys. I had a crush on one of them, and Aggie and I were supposed to be in LA again the next morning. So I was like, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? We're gonna be back in LA again. Looking back, he was probably like, I don't know, yeah, hit me up, like text me, whatever. In my brain, I was like, oh, he wants to hang out again tomorrow. Like, I'm gonna text him when we're here tomorrow. I'm so excited. Next morning, I texted him like 3 times. I was like, hey, when do you want to hang out? Blah, 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 blah. No text message, not responding to me whatsoever. And I was like, Aggie, let's just drive by his house. We drive up, sit in the car outside the house, just like waiting, and I'm just like, maybe he'll text me back any second, while I'm just literally sitting in a car outside the house. He all of a sudden comes out of the house and is wearing gym clothes and gets in his car. So my brain was like, oh my god, maybe he didn't see my text messages. I should get out of the car and like walk up to him and say, hey. I did just that, and I got out of the car and just like walked right up to him and scared the crap out of him when he was getting into his car. And I was just like, hey, you didn't answer any of my texts. I'm here. I'm here. oh man, not thinking. He probably wanted to do a restraining order against me, like, this girl's crazy. Another thing is, when you're running through grass, look through it, because there might be dog duty in the grass, and you might be on a nice hot date and somehow get dog duty all over your shoes and into your purse somehow and drag it with you throughout the night. Don't do that. Look on the ground. Ooh, what's the color of your toothbrush? My toothbrush is pink. My travel one is green. Well, my pink one is like the electronic one, and my green one is just like a cheapy one, and I just take a green one to travel with. Okay, I'm going too much into the, okay. What CD is in your CD player right now? I do not have a CD player, but I've been listening to 60s music nonstop for the last week. Brown Eyed Girl, Sitting on the Dock of the Bay, all those goodies, they've been making me so happy. Scale from 1 to 5, how afraid of the dark are you? 5. If you were a tree, what tree would you be? I would be a jacaranda tree. When I was little, I specifically remember sitting in the back seat of my grandma's car, and she lived in Pasadena, and there's just jacaranda trees everywhere. When they're in bloom, oh my god, they're like the most beautiful purple. And she'd be like, look, Duan, jacaranda tree. And I would just be like, jacaranda. Yep. What were you doing at midnight last night? I was sleeping. Do Magnus and Nacho get along well? They do get along well. How do you stay positive? I mean, everybody has been through a lot. Everyone has their struggles. And I've had a few, and I know what it's like to be not doing so swell. So I try not to go down the sad route, angry route, frustrated route in my brain. I try to be happier. When you think good thoughts and you're more positive, then it's sunnier outside and the air is fresher, and I feel like I deserve that. It's all about self-love. Everything that you do, every day, how you view yourself in the mirror, how you hold yourself. I mean, it's not even necessarily holding yourself. It's like if you see things and everything is just like wonderful, you're just like, ah, and life is just beautiful. And that is such a lovely way of living life. And I love that. I love being happy, and I know that I deserve to be happy. So I think it's just making that choice. I'm curious as to what you do for a living. Do you model? Also, how tall are you? I am a baby. I'm 5'6". And I do model. I don't do like fashion modeling. I do more commercial stuff and print stuff. When I moved to New York City, I just submitted my headshot and other pictures and my resume to commercial agencies out in New York City, and I'm working with 4 of them right now, actually. So 4 different agencies send me out on castings and all that fun stuff. Did you go to college in New York City? If so, which one? Oh, I talked about like my university that I went to and I graduated from. But I also did a summer program at Thammasat University in Bangkok. The year that I graduated college, I like went to do a summer program there. And when I moved to New York City, I went to the Lee Strasberg Theater and Film Institute. There's a bunch about photography. I think I want to make a separate vlog about that because I have a lot to say. In summary, I just got into photography in the last like couple years, and my favorite thing to shoot is with my film camera because it was my dad's, and also because I just love shooting film. It makes me stop and think more about the frame and the shot and the lighting and the colors and everything. Obviously the same as with digital photography, but with my Nikon I'm just like, I feel spoiled because I'm just like definitely my favorite hobby for sure. I'm going to college next year, but I'm really confused on what career path to pursue. Not knowing what I want to do with my future just stresses me out a bit. Do you have any advice? I mean, I'm 28 years old now. I'm sure that was like one of the questions. How old are you? I'm 28. Still feel like I'm just learning more about myself and like what I want to do. I mean, is it a problem that I don't have it completely figured out? Yes and no. My anxiety-ridden part of me, like the more like, okay, Duan, what's on your to-do list today? That part of me is like, you need to figure out your life. But that's also when I have that mindset, that's when I get in my most anxiety, like depressed state with like, what am I doing with my life? And I hate going down that route. I think that it's okay in whatever step you are in life. It's okay to be a little bit confused, because maybe, like a lot of people, you'll change your mind and be inspired by something that's completely different and go down that route. Have trust in yourself that you will make good decisions now and tomorrow, and just don't be too hard on yourself. Realize that everything is gonna be okay and you're gonna be a different person tomorrow. Everybody's always evolving, and that's like the most beautiful thing. But yeah, that's, I guess, me in a nutshell to those questions. Maybe in a month or so I'll do another Q&A and get to the rest of the questions. And also we'll do a separate vlog on photography because I have a lot to say about that. But yeah, I hope that you have an amazing week. We are all in this thing called life together, and just remember that you're doing a good job. I love you, and I will see you next week. Hey, you didn't answer any of my texts. I'm here.